Hello.
Good afternoon and welcome to Hack the Crisis.
Hack the Crisis.
Wow, this is not quite what I had planned for my weekend. How about you, Linda?
No, not yet. Normally I always go swimming on Saturday, but I don't think tomorrow will be.
No, not unless you've got your own swimming pool, perhaps.
Not yet.
No. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my right here. At least 1.5 meters away is Linda Vermaat. And I'm Nick Stevens. Some of you might be sitting there thinking, wait a minute, we've seen that guy recently, but not quite in this situation. You're right, I just came from the Odyssey touching base call on the west side of the city. Now we're here in the east side of the city, thanks to Eurosonic Noorderslag for letting us build a studio in their office.
But going back to Hack the Crisis, why are we actually here?
Yeah.
We have one of the initiators here on the screen, Sebastian.
Let's see if we can get Sebastian to come in. There he is. I hope he hasn't got his screen muted. Hello, sir.
Hi, Nick. How are you?
I'm doing okay. It's been a few short nights in a row, but I think you've been having it worse. Thanks for joining us. Where are you? I think you're at home, but where is home right now?
Welcome. I'm in Belgium right now.
I'm sorry?
Of course, it's crisis. I'm in Belgium right now.
No, I said I'm sorry.
Oh.
Sorry,
Thank you.
it's been a long day. Seb, tell us a little bit about the handprints I see behind you on the wall.
Yeah, it's the hands of all of my high school friends, actually. So here you go.
You've
in Belgium.
Awesome, nice personal touch there. You're considered, along with the Next Web, one of the fire starters of this event. My feeling is that 3 weeks ago you had no idea we were going to do this. What the heck happened?
Estonia happened. It's always the Estonians, as they say. I think people from Garage 48 and initiators of big hackathons in the country decided that they needed to do something about Hack the Crisis, and within 48 hours put together a combination of 1,000 participants, 100 mentors, and the president of the country to actually sort of push for that challenge to be solved by the crowd. And I think I was extremely inspired by that. A couple of days later, I joined the one in Latvia as a mentor and sort of supported a lot of teams that brought products to market and directly to hospitals. And I think after that experience, I was like, we need to do this in the Netherlands as well and mobilize all the organizations that we have around.
You already mentioning a few things, but can you tell me a few things that happened afterwards, after these hackathons?
Yeah, so I think the most important part, as opposed to probably general hackathons, is that the adoption of the products at this point with the crisis that we're facing is critical. So the connections with all of the right stakeholders from the public sector, from the healthcare sector are incredibly important. And we've seen that connecting with those individuals early and being able to make sure that there's continuity post-hackathon is key. And that's really what we've tried to do here as well by consulting with all sorts of professionals over the past few days to make sure that the solutions that will be built over the course of the next 2 days can actually have a life and be used by medical professionals, by people in the transport industry, by education leaders as well.
And I think most people know because we already have 602 participants hacking now. But what is a hackathon? Can you shortly say what it is?
Yeah, so a hackathon is really a gathering of individuals that come together to solve a problem and that are basically able to shortcut the timing that you would normally use to get from an idea to an actual prototype. So for us is really being able to act fast, act quickly, and get a lot of advice from mentors and from investors and from different individuals that are supporting the teams, so that by Sunday night they come up with something that we are able to work on starting next Monday.
And what are you most looking forward to these coming 48 hours?
I'm looking forward to see how people with extremely different backgrounds are going to be able to help each other in filling their knowledge gaps to be able to come up with something that is truly going to help solve this crisis in the long run, and that we will be able to see hopefully used in the coming weeks and in the press in the coming weeks to actually solve this crisis.
Great, Seb. I know you've got it kind of busy, and we're here doing the kickoff, of course. But you've got another 2 full days to get in order, so we're going to let you go for now. Thanks for taking the time to drop in, and good luck with the tidal wave that's to come. I know I will see you online Sunday.
Brilliant. Thank you so much.
Ciao.
Enjoy, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, Linda, you just mentioned it's 602 at last count, and my understanding is that number is still increasing because there's no hard deadline anybody's allowed to come and join. Given that we launched this publicly at the beginning of this week, what does that tell you?
I think it tells us that, of course, there's an enormous crisis, and also of course, we are quite privileged to be here in the Netherlands because there are people getting homeless, people are getting really, really sick, and we are still healthy here presenting a program. But it also tells us that in 1 week, 602 participants got on here, that there is actually another virus spreading, and that's the virus of positivity, of giving back, of really wanting to make a difference. And I think this is also one of the core things why I, and with me together with InnoFest, we really wanted to push this movement.
Yeah, and you mentioned InnoFest there. We just had Sebastian from The Next Web. You, of course, are from InnoFest along with some of our crew here at the back. But there's more than just a few organizations behind this. Tell us a little bit more about the partners and supporters that we have.
Yeah, so Sebastian called me about a week ago and said, okay, I saw this in Estonia. Could you just please push it on your socials? And then he said, hey, do you maybe want to help to also get this in the Netherlands? And with Seb, if he asks me something, I immediately always say yes. And then this time I was like, you know what? I'm going to tell it to the team. And the team got incredibly happy. And then I heard that Seb also asked Eva from Startup Bootcamp and also Eve from Startup Amsterdam. And that kept snowballing, it got bigger. And then as the fire starters, we thought, we should get more people, more corporates, more government organizations, more tech organizations involved. And we have them. So we're super, super happy that there are 100 plus partners. And you could say, for example, big partners like, for example, ING, Microsoft, Philips, Google, but also really important players in the tech world. For example, Rockstart, Startup Bootcamp, B Amsterdam, Impact Hub Amsterdam, so The Next Web, World Startup Factory. There are so many players, and we're also really lucky that there are also quite some medical universities or medical hospitals or elderly home care. Because if we don't have good challenges, what are we actually doing here?
Yeah, and you mentioned challenges. There's been a considerable amount of challenges brought in by some of those partners and supporters. But we also have a little bit of, I guess, motivation, or additional motivation might be the right word. I'm not sure we need additional motivation to build
You mean
solutions,
the money. The money.
I do. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so we asked all the partners, okay, it's great if you could support us. What does supporting mean? Well, please share it on your socials and please keep on doing this because mentors, partners and participants can still enroll in this movement. And we also want you partners and mentors to ask you, can you please donate money or can you please donate in-kind prizes? Until now, we have 30,000 euros. So I think that's quite okay.
That's going good.
But I think going good is actually a better word. So please, I would love to ask you all, please push this. And we want to definitely say that all the prize money goes directly to the winners. So no organizational fee whatsoever, but all the money directly to the winners.
Yeah, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment. Some of the in-kind stuff, because obviously money does make the world go round, but other stuff as well. Can you give us some ideas of what...
Yeah, we're super honored that Yes Delft is also committing a spot to the AIT Health Lab. So I think that's amazing. But also the E-Lab is a health entrepreneurship program that aims a healthcare challenge sourced among hospital and providers. But also, for example, Growth Tribe, they will give the winner 5 tickets for their growth course. And of course, this is what needs to happen because we're all online. So it's better if you can make use of it.
Yeah, lots of interesting stuff. And if you're watching this and you think this is something I can help, or my company or my boss or somebody I know can contribute, that can still be done through the website hackthecrisis.nl. There's several buttons about supporting or becoming a partner or a sponsor.
Yeah, and maybe good to say that Hack the Crisis is now in Amsterdam, but as of this moment, it's also in 9 other cities.
Right now, this weekend.
Right now, this weekend. And until now, there were 41 hackathons. And what we heard is that they started with a certain amount, but that amount of prize money kept growing. So, of course, we in the Netherlands, we won't want to be lag behind.
No, true. Perhaps we shouldn't be emotionally blackmailing people, but hey, if it helps us save the world, that's fine. I can hear some people thinking, okay, save the world, build stuff, hack stuff, healthcare, fantastic,
but
prize money.
Why?
Well, and beyond why, I think that there's a question of how. So there's a couple of things that I'd like to encourage our participants to really, really think about, and that is to try to keep some semblance of order. We introduced 4 category themes. The first is healthcare and well-being. And on the one side, healthcare, that's a very obvious thing. It's hard health. You need medical advice, opinions, maybe testing, and you really need that challenge to be coming from the medical industry. And then on the well-being side, yes, of course, that's the hippie stuff and meditation, but that's becoming super important right now to keep people calm through uncertain times. And there is a whole host of stuff about socialization and what that is doing to us as people, and not just here in the Netherlands, but the whole world. So healthcare and well-being. Remote education, and that is not necessarily build an app so that kids can do their school classes from home. My plea to all of you would be rethink everything. If we didn't know what education was, and we could start today with all the tools we have of not going to a school, how could we do that?
But please let me say, as a parent, other parents, I feel you.
I gotta say, and it's not often, I don't have kids, and I'm so smug about that right now. All of my friends with kids you're my heroes. How you are coping with this, I don't know. Keep it going. Also really important, we hear on the news about the economic impact. There are people who actually kind of like us, we're uncertain about our work right now. Some of you too, some of you are perhaps losing your jobs as well. So how do we keep the small, medium enterprise industry going? What can we do? I've seen a lot of really great shop local campaigns, but there is so much more out there. How can we have an impact there? And then last but not least, logistics and supply chain, because everything you can think of has to be shipped and moved around and planned and bought and transported. We can joke as much as we want about toilet paper shortages, but if this keeps going on for a few more weeks and months, and again, perhaps not here in the Netherlands, but other places in the world, we're going to start running out of stuff, not because we don't have it, because it's in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah, and also think about medical supply. So it's also toilet paper, but also medical supply.
Yep, and medicine. So not the healthcare side of can we make a medicine or can we make a medical supply, but how do we make sure the right stuff is in the right place? Yeah. More about those category themes is available online, hackthecrisis.nl. But for me, now that you understand what those themes are, tons of problems to be solved under that. And I gotta say, one of the things I hate most about hackathons, and I've done more than 100 of these now, is, if I may be so bold as to just say, building shit that nobody needs. It's the #1 killer of all startups and new businesses, is not validating, is there a real problem, and can we solve it? Is it worth solving? So please, please, please check that you're solving something relevant before you spend all of your energy building it. Don't forget to check and see if it's already been done, not only in the world generally, but in the last 41 hackathons, right? There's a whole bunch of new stuff, so that could be really good research, and you could collaborate with those folks and take their stuff even further. Sebastian mentioned it already. Make sure that you can get this thing adopted, right? If you build something for healthcare professionals, you need to know healthcare professionals want that, it's valuable, and that they have a mechanism of getting that from you, whether it's buying it or using it or distributing it or whatever. And I think, Linda, you mentioned it a little bit already with the partners, and this hackathon is the start of a process. Yeah. We don't think we're going to solve world peace or coronavirus by Monday. But on Monday morning, we hope that many of you are in a good place to keep going forward from that moment, with or without the grant money and in-kind that's available, and just keep going. There is, of course, a competitive element here. We don't have enough money to give it all to everyone, so there are judging criteria listed on the website. we really want you to succeed. So we've made it transparent. It's on the website for you to read. That will also be given to the more than 170-something mentors that are available, so they know they can coach you in the right way. And most importantly, that is exactly the information that I will be sharing to the jury to make sure that everything is fair. So you have it on the website already. We want you to succeed, so the smartest amongst you are going to use those judging criteria as a roadmap to check that you are on the path to success. Hackthecrisis.nl for the judging criteria.
And then I think we just go to the overview of the fixed points of the program.
Yeah, what the hell is going to happen in the next 48 hours?
So this is the kickoff, and then tomorrow we go on. There's a Saturday check-in at 10 and a check-in at 4 o'clock. And there will be at 7 a pitch training by David Beckett. Well, I think I am around now 10 years in the startup scene, and the name David Beckett I hear so often. I also had the privilege to
He is a hero.
To already been in a lot of his pitch trainings, and now he's doing it here online. So please be there, and also see if your other housemates can also join in, because it's really great. And
Yeah,
I think
what
regarding your housemates, just also ask them to join, because the more the merrier. So this is for the Saturday. So the participants are working, but then at 10 and at 4, the check-in with the mentor.
And about your mentors, as we said, there's more than 170, 180, something like that. No doubt more will come. And I've got to say, some of these are super high quality people, right? I mean, we're not talking about just idiots from the startup scene. We're talking about C-level people from big organizations, people with a lot of experience. So I'd like to give one tip, if I may, and that is, don't just ask them for advice. See if you can get them working in your team, right? They've committed to spending this weekend helping you. They've got connections, they've got knowledge, they've got their own skills. Maybe you could sneak an additional team member. Yeah. I'm hoping none of the mentors are watching, because they're now going, oh my God, Nick, I hate you, but hey, we're trying to make the world a better place.
So everything is actually okay. That's what you mean,
of course.
Right? Everything is okay.
It's always okay in the end.
And then we go to Sunday, already the third day. So at 10 o'clock there will be a final check-in. The final check-in is always with me or with Nick. We just say the latest. We give you the latest update. Then at 10 there also will be an online pitch rehearsal, because at 3 o'clock there will be the deadline of your submission, and this will be a video as well. So these are actually the pitches, because we're all at home, so doing really a live pitch finally would be a bit difficult, and that's why we ask you to also pitch in front of your camera or maybe your phone, and or anything will act.
Actually, I think that's a huge benefit, because it takes away the pressure of live pitching. You can actually make your video, and if you hate it, you can do it again. Yeah. But the deadline is 3 o'clock. How
many times you think people will do it? Because you can delete it as many times as you want.
Yeah, I mean, my advice to everyone is and I'm sure David will take this, is script your story, run through it once, record that once. If you're not happy, do it one more time and just accept it, because perfection is impossible. Good to note that the quality of your presentation skills is not in the judging criteria. This is not a sales competition of who is the best saleswoman. That we're not interested in.
And of course, as you already mentioned it just now, perfection, especially in 48 hours, that's not possible. But we do really want you to keep going, be passionate, and just go for the Sunday at 3 o'clock.
Yeah, so 3 o'clock, hard deadline for your submission. If you are late for that, you do not go through to the judges. And then at 6 o'clock Amsterdam time, we have the Sunday finale, where we're going to see the best of the best across the 4 categories. The jury will obviously give their perspective, announce some. I really hate the word winners, I've got to say. I think everybody who's trying to help here is winning by default. But we'll identify those who need the support the most, or are closest to being able to bring their impact. With a little bit of support, we can make it happen.
And the great news is that it's not only us who's going to see it, but that it also will be online live screened. And we're going to ask as many people as possible to really to share actually the link, so that also you can make all kind of other people enthusiastic about your idea.
So wait, you mean we might have thousands of people from all around the world watching you and me on a live stream?
100,000.
You're making me nervous, Linda.
But who also will be nervous, those are the participants who will be on Sunday, because the jury is crazy.
Yeah, high quality stuff.
Can you introduce a little?
No, we're going to keep that. I don't think they've been published on the website yet, so I think we're going to give that a secret for now. Maybe that will be one of your updates tomorrow. I think one of the things that we should mention is obviously hackathons are usually done face to face.
Yeah.
This is online for obvious reasons, and that's going to make communicating really different, right? We've set up Slack for you all. But if you feel more comfortable using Google Hangouts or just the old-fashioned telephone, or I probably wouldn't use the snail mail. It's not going to be fast enough. But use whatever tools are out in the world to make your team a success. But I don't know about you, Linda. Communicating online, it always feels less efficient for me.
Well, I love to talk. So for me, the most difficult thing is like talking simultaneously.
So actually what you mean is listening more than you're talking.
Oh my God, it sounds like I hear my mother, my husband.
Yeah, so I think the advice we're giving to you is remember to listen to each other. Slow down a little bit. We know it's 48 hours, but we've also got Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday. It's better to communicate well than fast at this point. Always wear pants, because you never know when the camera is going to do funny things. And I think we're pretty much wrapped up, and these folks should be getting to work. Don't forget, 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, check in online with Linda. We'll give you the latest updates. In the meantime, get to work.
Yeah, get to work, work, work. And we would love to ask for all the mentors who are viewing, please stay here. We will have a 5-minute break, and then we will do a small mentor meetup. So all the mentors can ask us all questions, and we will tell a bit about what's going on.
Oh, great. So the really smart participants, you must leave. No, there's no secrets. If you feel the need to hang around, you'll probably be bored. But my suggestion would be to get to work, hack, go, and please have some fun.
Yeah, have some fun, and please surprise us as well, because we will be here on Sunday. And I can't wait for the things we're going to see.
Me too. I'm curious.
Thank you guys so much. Keep on doing the good work.
Thanks. Over and out. Good evening, Hack the Crisis Mentor Squad. How the heck are you doing this evening? I actually can't see you at all because, of course, we're using YouTube, which is a one-way live stream, but I'm imagining that you all look fantastic and beautiful, and, of course, you're mentors, so you definitely have pants on right now.
And, of course, thank you so much for joining, because without the mentors, the solutions will be mediocre, but because of you, they will be much, much better.
Yeah, no pressure on you folks to really, really make sure these teams are set up to make real impact, get their products or services adopted, make sure that they're actually solving real problems, thinking about all the other judging criteria. I'm going to hand you over in a moment to Justin, who's going to take you through the whole mentor session, but I would encourage you to open up another browser window, hackthecrisis.nl, and look for the judging criteria. I think you're going to need that shortly.
And I think from the part of the organizations, there's already a really big thank you. So thank you so much. And if you know any other mentor, they're still welcome to join in.
Yeah, and I think we should let these folks go. Our bit's done. I don't mean to hog the microphone any more than we need to. It's time to hand over to Sebastian, who we just saw on the opening live stream, and Justin, who will take this further.
Thank you.
Ciao.
Hello, everyone. And thank you, Nick and Linda. That was great. So hello, mentors. Let's get through this. You want to help the teams kick some ass, and we really, really appreciate it. So you already know a little bit about me. My name's Justin, but I would like to introduce you to somebody that's far more important than me. I would like to introduce you to Asena. She is the head of all of our mentors. She's basically herding you like cats, and she's making sure that everything goes very smoothly. So Asena, say hello.
Hi guys. So if you have any questions, it will be me and Maite answering your questions. And so yeah, this is my face, and reach out to me if you have any questions.
Thank you so much, Asena. And we also have Sebastian, who is also on the line. He's one of the organizers, and he is also helping us out and making sure that everything goes smoothly. Say hello, Sebastian.
Hi, everyone. Really excited to have you here today. I think we've had the chance to chat briefly with some of you, and really curious to see what you're going to be able to help the teams accomplish in 48 hours.
We're very, very excited to see what the teams are going to do. So really, really looking forward to that. To give you some tips to really get the best out of it, and also so that our teams can get the best out of it, I would like to point you to the Mentor Blurbs channel. So I believe you've already kind of submitted your blurb to us, but we would like you to submit that to the Mentor Blurbs channel in Slack. And that will allow the the teams to really reach out to you and ask you some questions, and you can hopefully help them out. You are, of course, allowed to constantly check in, or not constantly, of course, they need to get some work done, but to check in with some of the teams over and over again to make sure that you guide them throughout their path. You don't have to just respond to their questions. Please feel free to really engage a little bit more. Of course, it's their project, so you shouldn't be the project manager, but definitely as a mentor, they can use a lot of your help. So please submit your blurb, your little description of who you are, what you can help with in the Mentor Blurbs channel, and that will really help us out. Now, there's going to be a number of themes here, a number of challenges. If you got the intro, you already had a little bit of an introduction. Nick and Linda were talking about the healthcare theme, the remote education theme, the logistics theme, and the small medium enterprises theme. So there's channels for each of these. And if you go into the channels, you'll see that there's a lot of different challenges that people can, that teams can subscribe to and try to tackle, basically. Feel free to go into the healthcare teams themes, or the education, logistics, SME theme channels, and check out those challenges, because each one of those challenges will have its own hackathon Slack channel. And you'll be able to go in there and see what the teams are kind of working on. So if you have a challenge that you can really help out with, that really gels with your expertise, that's the right place to be, and kind of see if the teams have some challenges themselves, and see if you can help out in that way. There's another channel that you should be aware of. It's the Questions for Mentors channel. The startups, or sorry, I keep calling them startups. They are, of course, just teams. Maybe some of them are startups. The teams will ask some questions there every now and then. So it's a good place to check in, see if you can help out if you have a moment here or there. Tomorrow and Saturday, we are going to be doing a couple AMA sessions. We'll have a couple of you come in. We'll be answering some questions live on the broadcast towards the teams. If you are not on one of these AMA sessions, please feel free to use that time to check in with your team, the teams that you've maybe helped before, or the teams that you're continuously helping out, to really give them another boost and help them out. See if you can, get the best out of those teams. They'll really be happy to have your help. Now, on Sunday, you probably receive a request to review some things. And that is, of course, to review the ideas of the participants. And so as they upload it, you'll probably get a request to review them. Please wait until the team deadline, which is, I think, at 3 p.m., but we'll send you another message about that again a little bit later. Please wait until they are officially, their time's over, right? Because if you rate something at 10 a.m., when they've already submitted it, you won't be really seeing the full product. So please wait until the deadline, the team deadline, which is, I think, at 3 p.m. Now, I want to kick it back to Asena, because there are a couple more Slack channels that you should be aware of to really, help out the most.
Yeah. Hi, guys. So there are 3 channels that you probably already saw. The announcement one, the general one, and the help desk. I saw a lot of you giving a short introduction in the announcement one. As Justin said, please do that in the blurb one, so that we can connect mentors with the participants. The announcement one was initially for us to make important announcements to you guys. Then we have the general one for general conversation, and the help desk one where you can ask questions that you think that are not only helpful for yourself, but also for other teams. So please send them there. We'll answer them quickly, and other teams can see your question and the answers to there, and it might be useful for them as well. So those 3 channels are specifically for you, and please use them.
Thank you so much, Asena. Now, Sebastian, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, thank you so much for all the explanations. I think it definitely clarifies things for all the mentors watching right now. There's one particular comment that I'd like to make, or things to point out with regards to the mentoring. I think with the challenges that we're looking at solving right now in this hackathon, there's a lot of different parties involved, but there's also a lot of parties in crisis, meaning that the public sector individuals that are involved, if we're talking about transportation, education, or healthcare, are incredibly busy. All of them are facing situations that they're not used to. And even for the team trying to sort of get advice and feedback, it can be very difficult to get in touch with the right individuals, because now is not the time. So what I would suggest is that all of the mentors really try to think about how they can leverage their networks to help the teams and be able to make connections that those individuals wouldn't be able to make on their own. So I think really trying to think about, all the resources that you have that you could provide the team members with, or introductions that you'd be able to make, whether it is within or outside of this hackathon, I think will be very useful. And always try to keep in mind the continuity aspect of this. Like, how can we roll that out? What are the stakeholders that you would need to think about interacting with? So that would be from my side.
Thank you so much, Sebastian. Now, we really want to reiterate how happy we are that you are helping out our team members and really dedicating some of your spare time on the weekend to helping them out. They really appreciate it, and we really appreciate it as well. So I would like to say, have some fun as well, because, of course, you're doing this for fun as well as for the good of the world and our teams. So definitely don't forget to have some fun as well. Thank you so much, and have a great day. Have a great weekend, and have a great hackathon. Bye-bye.